All right, shalom, y'all. Shalom, y'all. Your boy Michael Israel here, and I'm here with my man Ron Choirboy Stallings. I'm getting everything up and running here, so just enjoy the music while I get everything correct. Make sure the feed's good. And if you're in there and you're waiting too, just go ahead and share. Go ahead and share the video, tag, invite, and rinse and repeat, and do it again. Like I said, I'm here live with Ron Stallings. He has a fight coming up. I think it's on the 17th this week. So I'm going to interview him about the fight. Okay, I see we are up and running live on YouTube, and I'm waiting for the Facebook feed to come up. Like I said, I'm Brother Michael Israel here, and I'm live here with my man Ron Stallings, the Hebrew Israelite MMA fighter. And we're going to be interviewing him about his upcoming fight. But while we're waiting, go ahead and share this. I'm trying to get as many people in here, and then I'll get started with the interview. So while I'm sharing, y'all share. That's what we're going to do. All right. I'm inviting folks in. Y'all invite folks in. Like I said, if you just tuning in, it's Brother Michael Israel here. I'm here with my man Ron Stallings. He has a fight coming up this week. We're going to interview him about that, about how he came into this truth, and about his career. So just bear with us. Enjoy the music while I tag people and get them in there. Yeah, I see y'all beginning to come in there. I see y'all coming in. If you're just coming in, I'm here with my man Ron Stallings. We getting ready to get this interview started. What I'm doing, I'm just sharing the video, making sure everybody is aware of the interview. Is that your phone, Ron, or is that mine?
Yeah. No,
Oh, okay.
On my computer, I just turned it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we're just sharing the video. We're going to get started here soon. All right. So, I see a lot of y'all getting in there. That's good. Hey, y'all, give me thumbs up if the sound's good. Give me thumbs up if the sound and the video quality's good. I appreciate that, y'all. All right. All right, good. Thanks, John. My man John Williams, Rayma Wear Clothing. He supports the Spiritual Combat 100. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Twidwear. They support this Spiritual Combat. They support it 100. Them is my brothers right there, man. All right. So it look like everybody's in there. Everybody's packing in fast. Shalom, y'all. Shalom, Brother Eric. See you in there, Brother Derek. See my wife in there. She thumbs up. Elder Mark James. Shalom, bro. See all y'all in there. Shalom. We getting ready to get it started. All right, shalom, y'all. Brother Michael Israel, and I'm here with my man Ron Stallings. Shalom, bro.
Shalom.
And if you don't know, this man is beyond good with the hands. You know what I'm saying? He got the King David spirit. You know what I'm saying? And he has a fight coming up. Let me pull that up real quick so y'all can see it. And he fighting this dude. The dude's name is Sean Darrell. And that name is about right. Sean, don't mess around, man. His name is saying it all. But anyway, Brother Ron got a fight coming up August 17th. And but if you could, Ron, tell us how'd you get into MMA?
Like growing up, it was always like I would say my first introduction to like combat sports was boxing, like watching boxing. But the avenue or the availability to get some boxing in wasn't there. So martial arts was the next thing, and then you got your black belt theater, your Bruce Lee, and everything. So kind of went into martial arts, and then somewhere like in my early teens, one of my cousins he showed me a UFC tape. You know, the ones where you can go to a Blockbuster
Yeah.
and print. And I saw that, and I was like, man, I want to try that out. And then from there, I was still doing what you consider like traditional martial arts, like your taekwondo, your karate type stuff. But then my one of my high school buddies, he invited me to practice what we call MMA right now, mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
And he took me there, and he wore my tail out, and I was just like, man, I need to know this. So since then, from there, that's I've been going strong. Pretty much last 20 years.
Now, because I used to watch a ton of MMA. I used to really be into it, and it was interesting because they were talking about how, like, you get a lot of people coming from different, areas like wrestling and or karate, like you said, or boxing. But they said what they find, a lot of people, they'll get into it, but once they have a real match and they actually getting punched in the face, especially they were talking about the wrestlers, when they realized they could get punched or elbowed in the face while they're wrestling, a lot of people aren't cut out for it. Have you seen that in your career?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like that's one of them things. My coach, Lloyd Irvin, he said like a long time ago, like, that's why we train what we do, because you never know what you're gonna do when you get that first bloody nose.
Yeah.
Once you get cracked in your nose that first time, it's that's when you know that you can
whether it's something that you're made for or not. Like cause like everybody got a plan until they get punched in their mouth. Then it's like
yeah, pretty much. But the weird thing, I like the combat sports. I like the MMA and the boxing. Like I love boxing, but football, I draw the line of football. I'm scared. I'm scared to death to play football.
Wow. And that makes sense because that's like a full body punch when you get ran in.
Full body punch, diving at your legs.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm like, nope. I never play football.
Now, so what does it feel like? Like what's going through your head when you get rocked? Like when you get punched in the head and you're disoriented? Like how you stay focused and what are you thinking of when all that's going on?
Yeah, it's happened a few times. I try not to let that happen at all.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's happened a few times. So I think most cases, like your training, just like what you've done, what you put the repetition in, just kind of kicks in. I can remember, like, just thinking, like, focus on one area. Focus. I'm telling myself, focus. Get it together. Like I'm talking to myself in my head to gather it back in and try to dial in on my opponent, just to be able to read what's going to happen next and get my bearings back, and then it's like, oh, I gotta get you back. I gotta get you
now. Now, tell me, tell the people some of the leagues you fought in, because I know you were in Strike Force, right? That was one, right?
Yeah, that was like the first. I would say the big one. That was one of the Premier Leagues. I did one fight there. Um, then there was like there's some local shows that feed to the big leagues, and then I got to fight. I had the opportunity to fight in the UFC.
And
I had
that
like
like if
a
and just so y'all know, if y'all not familiar with MMA, like if you get in the UFC, because they have these people who are scouting for, and they don't just let anybody in there. You really got to be a well-rounded fighter to get in there. So like, yeah, because I was looking around on the internet and I was like, man, this dude been in the UFC. That's no joke. That's the ultimate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the ultimate. That's ultimately that's the goal. Still trying to get there because like I said, like when I first I got the opportunity because there was a late notice opening. So like 6 days, it's like, do you want to go against Uriah Hall? And Uriah Hall, he's like one of the top guys in the league even now. He makes highlights out of guys. So it was like we took that one, and didn't come up my way. We got a nasty little cut on my eye, so the doctor stopped it. But then I got one fight after that, did well, and then the third fight I was doing well, but in the haste or this, I guess in the just the action, um, I accidentally hit the guy in the eye when you're not supposed to hit him in the eye, or what they said it was, and they disqualified me instead of doing like a no contest. But after that, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe I guess it's all in y'all's plan that they let me go after that, which was a little weird because usually you gotta get your butt whooped to get let go.
Yeah.
And I didn't, so it was a little weird. And then since then, that was like 2-3 years. That was 3 years ago. So since then, we've been trying to get back there, but the problem is getting fights. So this is my first fight in 2 years, and the fight I had before this, it was about almost a year from the UFC exit, and it was still another short notice replacement. So these last like 3 years have been like real difficult for me to get some competition in, so I can make my way back. So this is my first one. This is my first one back in like 2 years.
Now, what typical training? Not when you're close to the fight, but a typical training day. What is that typically like?
I drive down to the DC area and get with Master Lloyd Irvin. I do either some striking with my coach Jamal, do some jiu-jitsu, do that from about 10:30 to like 1-2 o'clock. Then I drive back to my school, and then I teach class, and then get another session in the evening.
Okay.
So I usually train about 3.5-4 hours a day.
Now, like right now, leading into a fight, because we talked a little before I came on, before we went live. You were saying you were cutting weight. Explain to the people what all that's about, the cutting weight and what you're doing in those days leading up to the fight.
Gotcha. Yeah. So cutting weight now, I'm totally against it. I think it doesn't make any sense, but I didn't make the rules, so I got to do it. We got a contract weight, where we tried to, that we get to. I have to get to 185, and most people in the middleweight division walk around north of 200, 210, sometimes even. Oh.
Up his phone. I think he had a phone issue. I'ma call him back. It just his phone cut out. Let me call him back. Just bear with us. Technical difficulty. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that. So the call went through and I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Technical difficulties. All right, hold on one sec. Let me bring you back on there. All right. So anyway, yeah. So like I said, we were talking about cutting weight. So go ahead.
Yeah. So We got contract weight. I got to get to 185, and you get down close as you can, and then that week leading into the competition, it's like you just prepping your body for a cut where you cut the water weight, and all I have to do is hit that goal, that weight, that goal, hit it, step on a scale, and then I put everything back in. So that's why I said, it doesn't make sense because most of the time, the people fighting, they get back around the same weight after they replenish. They get around 200, 205. So it's like, why don't we just save the the discomfort and just meet here.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. And you have to do this because if you don't, say if I go into a fight and at my walking around weight, I'm going against guys who probably weigh 230, 240, and weight makes a difference. Skill is good, and you can do some things with skill, but in the confines of competition, in the cage and rules and stuff like that, weight plays a big difference. It's not the same thing as like, a street fight where, got a bunch of different variables, weapons, that kind of stuff.
Now, if you could tell us, your middle name or your nickname is Choirboy. How'd you get that name? Cause I seen some pictures of you playing some instruments in the church, so I imagine this ties into that.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it does. It does. Before my first amateur fight, it was like we got to come up with a name or something, and they have the typical tough guy names. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the tough guy name. I'll do something just kind of like this doesn't fit, I guess, in the area. And it's like, what do you do? I do play keyboard in church. I was like, yeah, Choirboy. All right, cool. Now later on, people tied it into 5 Heartbeats. Choirboy from there, but yeah.
All right. Now, and how'd you come into the truth?
Man, like, I'm just so grateful. It's more because I don't want to seem like I did something. He just had his hand on me, and when I look back on it, it's just like, wow, like, I can't believe that he kept me from these things that I was purposely rebelling against things, and growing up in church and stuff, like I had people who would pour into me scriptures and stuff like that, like do this, do that, read, but I'm trying to be like the cool kids and do stuff and whatnot. But around sometime in college, like going into college, I was like, I'm aware of, I was praying to God and, Jesus at that time. But somewhere around college, I was like, you know what? I can't be playing around anymore. I'm playing around too much with this. And I know he's real. Even at that point, he had shown himself to me, shown me that, how true this word is. So I can't play anymore. And that's why I was telling you about your lesson that you was on earlier. Cause that was speaking to me. Cause like I had a period where I had to cut off like stuff. I had to, just cut it off. Like for me, I had to cut off radio, movies, stuff like that would try to pull back that old man.
Yeah.
So I cut it off. And from there, like he started opening my eyes to things. Different pastors started pouring stuff into me. So I was stepping up, growing in I guess in my knowledge of who he is. And I guess the significant, I guess a big marker on stepping into the truth was I'm married, and at this particular time, I'm like, man, I want your blessings from you. So I don't want to be blessed by anything. I want your blessings. I know it's not going to be taken away. It's going to be the best for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading all through the Old Testament, like, he's giving instructions on how to be blessed. So then I'm reading it, and I guess I get through the first thing was the dietary thing. Back up 2 days from that, I was we in Maryland, so crabs and all that kind of shellfish is huge up here.
Yeah.
That's part of this. So that's diet. You tell somebody you're not supposed to eat crabs, you got a fight on your hands over here. I mean, I've had some because I'll take my cue from Pastor Brown. I saw that message he had for like Joe once babes in the faith. Just sit down, shut up, and it build your stuff up. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I was about to get a bushel of crabs because at that point I hadn't had crabs in a long time. I was like, we haven't had crabs in a long time. Let's go get some. I'll get some to my family, go over to my parents' house and everything, eat some. It's not something that we normally did growing up, but, we're in Maryland. But for whatever reason, the line was too long. So I was like, next weekend, we're going to come back. We're going to get it, Between then and I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday, I'm reading the scriptures. And mind you, I'm already in that mindset, like the whole book from the beginning to the end is real and should be followed.
Yeah.
And I read the dietary thing. And I read how, when it goes down, if you follow this, you follow the commandments, you'll be blessed. I'm just like, oh man, do I act like I didn't read this? Do I act like I didn't see it?
Yeah.
I definitely saw it. It definitely understood what I was saying. So right then and there, I hit up my cousin, and I was like, "Hey," because he's a pastor, and I was like, "Hey, I'm reading through this book, man. It's talking about we're not supposed to be eating pork and all this stuff." And I was like, "Well, what about the New Testament and all this stuff?" No, you don't bring up the New Testament and stuff like that, where if you take it out of context, you think that you can do whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, we're not supposed to be eating that." Technically, and I was like, what about in Acts? And it's like, yeah, he wasn't talking about food at that time. He was talking about Cornelius, and I was like, so I sat there on the bed, and I was just like, you know what? I gotta do it. I just gotta do it. I mean, and mind you, like this mindset has been getting built up because of my instructor. My martial arts instructor. Like, so in the martial arts world, we have this thing I learned from him. It was like, we call it 3% and 97%. So 3% in the world, or 3% of people will do what needs to be done, do the extra work, go hard, get the goals done, get the gold medal, pretty much become winners. 97% of the world will make excuses, circumstances will overcome them. They'll do this and never get their goals done.
Yeah.
So I already been prepped on that mindset. So like whatever needs to be done to win, you just do. It doesn't matter. So I'm like,
I like that, man. I like that.
So I'm like, I got to do it. So and I told my wife that day. I was like, I'm gonna cut out all this. I'm gonna cut out all this stuff. No pork, no this and that. Of course, she's like, sure, because like at that time, we'd be Red Lobster. Every week pizza, I had to have pepperoni on there, and from there it was just like, boom. So that was the first encounter, and then from there, like next thing, the Sabbath, and then getting connected with other people, and the identity, the Hebrew identity thing didn't come till later.
Wow.
That didn't come till later. So I was already in the mindset of like Christ, Yahushua, he didn't do away with the law. Everything is applicable. You're supposed to be living like him. He did it, then you should do it. Or I should do it anyway. I should do it. And then my father-in-law, he's another big one. My wife's father, he's a pastor, and he's one who introduced me to the feast days. So I didn't know anything about the feast days. At that point, I think I'd already did away with like Christmas and some of the other holidays and stuff like that, but I didn't know anything about the feast days. And he was the one who got me going to feast days about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
And then from there, then the whole Hebrew community on Facebook. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Like that, I'm so like just thankful. I can't like I think it was either Pastor Kelly or Pastor Brown, one of whoever I saw first. And this is like, once you get into a little truth, then you start, friending people. You see this name, and I think at that point, then I started getting the clues about who the Hebrews were,
Yeah.
who the ancient Hebrews were. So you watching stuff. Oh, I think Pastor Darby. Pastor Darby.
Yeah, Darby from Tennessee. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another guy from Tennessee that I was watching, and then I started learning about the names and stuff like that. Now, granted, like I like to use. I'm a big name person as far as like if I meet somebody and they from another country, I like to ask them how do you say your name, and however they say the name and the way they say it, how they articulate, I like to try to mimic as best I can. So then that's what my whole thing was trying to use, like Yah and Yahusha or Yahawashai. So then I started learning about the names, and then came in, Pastor Brown and Pastor Kelly, and how they was breaking that word down and with the history and stuff. I had never seen that before. Now with the history and that detail.
Yeah.
And then Pastor Josh and Pastor Williams.
And Richardson Kelly, he said shalom to you because he's in here on the comments. So.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, John Williams in there too. He said shalom.
Shalom, yeah, Big John, man. The community is like, man, y'all show me so much love, and then like y'all teaching me so much, and just being like the, I guess examples for me. Like y'all might not know just because, Facebook and not having that physical contact with everybody.
Yeah.
But man, it's so inspirational. I thank every single one of y'all, just being the examples and helping me be like a better man walking in this truth.
Yeah.
And
that spirit that I talk about all the time, that spirit of brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Like-minded believers,
The James 1-on-1 conference that was down in Richmond last year. Oh my goodness. Man, that had me like, just think about it right now, got me like feeling a certain way. Like I went by myself. And I invited some people with me. So I'm like, hey y'all, listen, they having this conference. I'd already been like learning from just everybody that was featured in it. But I was already learning online. But I was like, everybody's gonna be there in Richmond. That's like 3-hour drive for me. I'm like, heck no, I can't miss this. So I drove down there and to see all the brothers there worshiping, doing spoken word, rapping. And then the real kickoff was that night we all went to Pastor Kelly's house. That was like something out of the Bible, really. That was just like something like to me, I'm like all the elders just sitting around in chairs, leaning back, talking about the different, their stories and the things going through and testifying. I'm just sitting on the step with I'm sitting by next to Pastor Waters, and start talking with him, and he's like talking to me. I'm like, man, I'm talking to all these like in my eyes, like these big dogs in the community, and just to sit there and see how I was like, wow, that was amazing to me.
And see that was my experience too when because but it was the James 1-1 they had down here in Jacksonville, Florida, because that's where I live at, and that's where I met all these folks, and it was the same experience, man. Yeah, I definitely agree on that. Now, let's talk about your upcoming fight. That's this week, right?
Yep, this Friday in Philadelphia. It's at the 2300 Arena, I think. Yeah, 2300 Arena.
Yeah.
And if not, for everybody out of state, it's going to be on Access. I think the show starts around 9. I'm the second to last fight, so you have some time to get your popcorn and get your seat, get comfortable.
Okay, now you said it's on Access. Is that a cable television channel?
Yeah, it's AXS.
Okay, all right. So Access, And is it going to be online, you know, anyway? I'll probably have to find it because I don't watch TV, so I'll find it online somehow.
Yeah, you probably should find it online. Like I don't have cable either, so I have like different little streaming service because do like the Netflix and stuff like that. I know they have a streaming service that you can probably get that channel. Sling, I think it's called. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna definitely do that and check that out. Talk to who was this guy? You were just, it looked like you were wearing this dude out. Now there was a bunch of pictures, but you like I got some people at work. I'd like to be able to do that too. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to teach me some of these moves. But who was this guy?
Which one? Oh, right here. Man, that's Tim Williams. He's in UFC. He's a good fighter. He actually won that fight. I lost on decision. He has great wrestling, good submission. He came from a good camp. He's a good dude.
Okay.
My striking, like with the rules and mixed martial arts, if you're controlling somebody, if you get takedown or holding down, that weighs heavy. And if I recall, I'm pretty sure that's what lost me the fight, just not being able to get out from under him because brother is strong. The brother is strong.
Yeah,
but
he looked pretty good.
On those clips, those few little clips. I mean, the clips you see. I was trying everything. I almost had him out of there.
Yeah.
I almost had him out of there the last round. But he got up under me, took me down, and it was a blanket. Couldn't get up.
Now as far as diet, what do you eat? What's your diet? You eat a pretty healthy diet?
Yeah, for the most part, I got along with the whole, following dietary instructions from the scriptures. Mm-hmm. I try to eat, the family. My wife, crazy thing, my wife got me kicked on this early, even before the dietary, the dietary law. She was telling me, not to eat all this, the McDonald's and this and that. I didn't know. I was thinking like, well, if I go to McDonald's and eat some chicken, it's chicken. I'm gonna find out, it's not. No.
Yeah. It's
nothing that's should be consumed. So now, yeah, we just, we got kids now. We got 3 kids, so we we try to cook everything and then eat a lot of vegetables and stuff like that. Now, we got a pizza night. We got a pizza night once a week that we do.
Yeah. We call it family night, but we normally end up having pizza on it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how is she at the fights? Is she like real nervous and scared, or she's used to it, or what?
Yeah, it's to be expected nervous. Like why I say to be expected, because when I watch some of my friends when they compete, and I'm like on the edge of my seat, like, oh, come on. So I can imagine somebody watching me feeling the same way. And yeah, she's supportive. She's a trooper, in the ups and downs. She's been there for me, Yeah, she definitely is in my corner and gives me inspiration to really go out there.
Now you're up there. You say you live in Maryland?
Yeah, Maryland. Mm-hmm.
So now you coming to the event up in New York or in New Jersey here in a couple.
Yeah, it's on my list. I have some things with my school.
Okay.
That Friday and that Saturday. Mm-hmm. So if it's feasible, because New Jersey is like the part of New Jersey they're gonna be in with Ron Dalton and Rebirth and everything. That's about 2.5, 3 hours. So it's definitely reachable. And that's another one. I had Ron Dalton, like I reached out to him because I wanted to get some DVDs, his DVD set. Mm-hmm. Man, the brother called me. I was like, what? And then not only called me, we talked on the phone like a good minute, just about something. I'm like, man.
Yeah, Ron Dalton, he good peoples, man. He good people.
This is amazing. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, this is like just lining stuff up for me. This, the right people and yeah. Well, I'm giving a shout out. Got to give out Pastor Miller around here. He's like one of the other. I won't say the only one, but one of the first ones I met around here that I can actually go do Shabbat with.
Okay.
So yeah, it was like, and those was right down the street, and that's when I was looking for, like, how to do Sabbath and this and that. And there was a place, and he actually, the crazy thing was, he actually we knew each other from another church that we was at, and while I was playing that, and him and his wife had left. I had no idea that they left to start their own church, and they're doing Shabbat, and it was in the truth like that. But at that time I might not have been ready for that deep, so I don't know.
So now Pastor Miller, now is he online or?
Yeah, Walking by Faith Ministries. I believe he does a lot of his.
That sounds familiar.
He does his teachings, I believe, on what's the other streaming service? I can't think of the name of it, but there was another where he does his live teachings.
Okay.
Starts with a P. I can't remember. I'm
Periscope.
Periscope. Yeah. I think he does his on Periscope.
Okay. Yeah, I have to check him out. I think I heard of him before. Yeah. Talk a little bit about your school, cause I saw that video you put up. Hey, look, man, this dude, he had one of the guys in the class put him in a headlock on the ground with all of his body weight on him, and then he just threw his leg around his head or something and got out of it. Like, that looked like some Houdini type stuff. But talk a little bit about your school if you could.
Yeah, that's another testimony for me, like how the school came about. How I know y'all was real, and he really hooking me up, open doors. I was already training with my instructor, Master Lloyd Irvin, and I was teaching soldiers here on the APG, Aberdeen Proving Ground. Got hooked up with a sweet gig, teaching soldiers. Another testimony I could go on later. So then from there, I was doing teaching classes through the rec services, and then after the soldiers left, it was like, well, why don't we just go out there on faith and just open up a building and just, really go forward and make it like this be the main source of my income. I'm making a livelihood. So we did that, and we just been growing. And my main thing with the school, like I'm big into competition, so I like people want to compete. But the big thing is just helping people out, making sure they can take care of themselves. I always tell them that I want to make sure that you can take care of yourself. Because you never know when you have to defend yourself. Yeah. But then have an outlet so they can, just be healthier, have fun, escape the cares of, the world and stuff like that. Have a little sanctuary of sorts. Have fun.
And what's the name of the school?
Top Flight Mixed Martial Arts Academy. And before you ask, yeah, it was influenced just a little bit by Friday. Just a little bit. So back when I was being rebellious and in college, I did some bouncing, and we used to pick or joke like, this is Top Flight Security, And then from there, I was trying to come up with a name that something that was a little prestigious, something that that stick out. So Top Flight came to mind, but then my pops, because he's big into golf, he sealed it in when he says Top Flight is like a term in golf, it's supposed to be something real good or a line or something like that. So I was like, yeah, do Top Flight, Top Flight Mixed Martial Arts Academy. I wasn't feeling, for whatever reason, it wasn't feeling the whole name thing. My name just didn't ring right, like Ron Stallings, martial arts. It didn't ring right in my ear. So I was like, yeah.
So yeah, so that's Brother Ron Stallings. Like you said, he's fighting August 17th. That's gonna be on a what? What day is that?
Friday.
That's gonna be on a Friday, and like I said, I'm gonna try to find it online. But yeah, man, we're gonna be praying for you. You know, I'm a ask everybody who's watching. You know, let's pray for him.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I accept that. Like, hey, like so, like I put you in that category with everybody else. Like when you hit me up and you said you wanted to do an interview, I was like, oh snap! I'm like the spiritual combat want to feature me because I've already been watching you. I've been watching you and then getting some lessons. And the week before, I watched when you had Pastor Yoshahu.
yeah, yeah,
And that lesson, oh my goodness, just hearing him talk and hear some
yeah,
things put through him and his wife,
yeah.
I was like, wow.
And then we went and met them brothers. You know, and it was
Past weekend,
awesome down there.
it was this past weekend. Y'all had that thing.
That was this weekend, and then in a couple more weeks he's gonna be in Orlando, so I'm gonna probably see him again. But it was awesome. And
He was another one that I came across on YouTube in the early stages. And listen, I was like, oh, so I'm not alone by myself. I'm feeling by myself. I'm feeling by myself. But when I look on YouTube, and you know what, and I gotta thank God for that because I know a lot of people say they come across, I guess the more extreme.
the camps, yeah, yeah,
I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't know about that till later on. Then people was like, watch out for this and this and that. And I'm like, okay, whatever,
yeah.
whatever. But I was coming across brothers like that, Brother Darby, Pastor Darby, and then the whole community on Facebook, and yeah,
And this is the thing. And now, especially with the Atlanta thing and some of these other events I've went to, this thing, like, the unity is, you can see it accelerating where folks are coming together. I know Morris and Yoshiyahu, because Yoshiyahu like the West Coast connection, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're beginning to come together as far as they're trying to do feast days together. So it's going to be these huge feast days soon. It's getting ready to really, really grow, and there's going to be getting ready to be a whole lot of unity, you know? So it's an exciting time.
yeah, it is.
And one of the things is, like, everybody brings something to the table, because I know I want to learn how to fight a little better and defend myself. So if I'm up there in the area, I'll definitely stop through.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You have to stop.
And then my big thing, I teach on relationships, and I'm an auto mechanic and an airplane mechanic, so I teach a lot on that stuff. So it's like everybody brings something to the table, you know what I'm saying?
That's one thing that my pops didn't hand down to me. Like, he handed down some good stuff to me, but the automotive stuff, man, I can change the tire. I'm not even sure I can do an oil now because I think everything's changed. It's different now, but
all you gotta do is go down to the Firestone and threaten to beat up one of the mechanics, and they'll do it for you. So it's all good.
I don't know, man. Everybody's a little trigger happy right now.
You show them some of them highlight pictures, they'll do it for free.
I don't know if people have itchy fingers now that I can't catch bullets yet. Not Bruce Leroy.
I hear you. But yeah, hey Ron, after the fight, I'm gonna definitely have you on again. It's because we know you're gonna win. You gonna have Yahuwah behind you. And it was a pleasure having you on the show. Did you have anything else to say to everybody? And
just thank everybody. Yeah, like if y'all don't mind, go ahead and lift up a prayer for your brother. And if you don't mind, just go ahead and pray, for victory too. I'm gonna be praying for it because, like, I don't mind praying for victory because I need Yahuwah for everything. So I pray for victory. And now that I'm on the spiritual combat, I got that pressure on me. So I want to get that victory. Yes, sir. I'm going nowhere to lose.
Yeah. But we'll definitely be praying for you, and it was a pleasure having you on the show. And with that said, we're gonna wrap the. All right, hold on one sec. We got my man Derek Sadler here. He said, "Are you wearing the necklace for the fight?"
Yes, I got it. So I had go to a funeral for my grandmother. She passed. Okay. So I got back in yesterday and I saw the package. I put that bad boy on. I was like, look, I put it on. and I had my hands raised, so it's all set. Yes, sir.
All right.
That line is tough. Matter of fact, as soon as I get home, because it's at the house, as soon as I get home, about to put a picture out, show y'all.
Hey, y'all here in Jacksonville, y'all, somebody reach out to me if y'all get that channel that you said Access.
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to come over and watch that. So, if y'all got it. Otherwise, I'm going to find it on the web somehow. But, yeah, I definitely want to see that fight. I'm going to be rooting harder than I ever have. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
We definitely going to be praying for you, man. Okay, Morris asks, do you have a training DVD?
Not yet. That is something that my brother had brought up. So we got somebody else asking for it. So yeah, we're gonna have to put that together.
We got people with skills with cameras like me, Josh. We got folks out there that could get help you get that made. Yeah, a couple people asked, do you have training DVDs? Yeah, so. But yeah, man, I look forward. I hope I run into you because I'm coming up there to New York, in a couple weeks. So I hope you there. I can see you in person. Be awesome to meet you.
Yeah, that's a 2026, right? To be in Jersey.
Hey Mo, what's type the date in there in the comments for New York if you could. Yeah, I think it's the 27th and 28th that weekend. Yeah, and I'm gonna be in New York and New Jersey at both events. So,
okay.
Yeah, it'd be exciting to meet you up there. But let me see if you put it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the date. But yeah, man. But yeah, look for. I'll definitely be tuning in. We'll definitely be praying for you. And like I said, keep watching that masculinity lesson. It's gonna. That thing gonna be going for the foreseeable future, especially with a lot of the people who've been, they've been contacting me saying it blessed them. So
it did. Now, as soon as I get home, cause I'm about halfway done. I got it marked on my other channel on my phone, so I can, as soon as I get back in the car, put that thing on. That was fire.
Okay, and they said the date for the event is the 25th and the 26th, and what we're talking about is the Reclaiming the Throne Conference. It's like a pre-release for a documentary that Rebirth of a Nation is getting ready to come out with. So, and the conference is up in it's in New York and in New Jersey. You can go to Rebirth of a Nation. You go to their website to see when that conference is. But with that said,
25th is Friday.
What was that?
The 25th is Friday, so 26th that's Saturday.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna try to do that Saturday then.
Yeah. So with that said, y'all, that is my man Ron Choirboy Stallings. He got that. He gonna be fighting on August 17th, so we're gonna be praying for him. And with that said, we're gonna wrap this interview up. Shalom. Y'all.